I want to tell you a story, right? So, this story takes place when I was at home, right? So, I had to bring my sister to work, right? But she had to go to the mall to learn about the business of the job she was working at, right? So, we got in the car. She's like, "Is your phone working, right? With the GPS?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's working. So, we got in the car. We went to I don't know how far it was, but it was very far, right? So we went we got on the road, put gas in the car. We was driving, right? And she had the location, what mall she had to go to do the presentation, right? Or something like that, right? For her job, right? Or learn about the business, right? Or the store business. So we got to the mall, and she got out of the car, and I was in the car. At this moment, she already left. Just plain left. So I was in the car and I was putting on the GPS, right? So the GPS was starting, right? And I found out the GPS was not working the way it's supposed to work, right? So I put on the GPS and I'm looking at it, right? And it's saying I'm putting our home address, right? And somehow, odd reason, that the GPS was telling me that I'm doing the walk. You know, there's the bus, the car, you walking or bicycle, right? So for some odd reason, the GPS was telling me I'm going to my house, but is the walking distance. So I was like, that's not right. I'm in a car, right? So I tried to change it. For some odd reason, the GPS was doing the walking far, walking distance, right? So I'm thinking, I didn't see that it's walking distance. And it was maybe 40 or 50 minutes, 5 minutes. I think it was 50, I think it was 50 hours, 10 to 14 hours long, for going doing walking distance, right? So I'm in a car pressing down our address, right? So I go to leave, right? So I'm leaving, right? The little mall area, right? Apparently, I didn't know where I was because I just didn't know where we are. What? Or was I didn't know where I was. I know I was in a car, but I didn't know where the location I was. So I came out in the mall area and I'm driving where the GPS is telling me, right? So after a while, it was telling me go this certain way, and I was like, you have like a urge, is that's not the way to go, right? To that destination or that street, because some odd reason I just had a gut feeling, don't go that way, right? And so I looked on the GPS and it was telling me it was a walking um, part of the GPS. When you're walking to your destination, you put down walk. So I was trying to change it, right? Some odd reason it didn't want to change to go to car, GPS, right? So I'm panicking, I'm at the stop sign, right? Or stop light, right? And I'm trying to change the GPS, right? To say I'm in a car, right? Some odd reason, the GPS didn't want to do it, right? So I'm trying to find the mall again to go find my sister, right? Apparently I couldn't find her when I went back. But apparently I couldn't go back because I didn't know where the mall was, right? So I'm panicking, and I turned to the opposite side and I found the mall, right? So I go into the plaza and try to scope the plaza, right? To see if I can find her, right? Apparently I couldn't find her. So at this moment, I am lost. when I tell you I'm lost, it's okay if you're like lost with another person. I think that would be better. But I was lost with myself. So if I didn't get it right, the GPS, then I'll be lost forever, you know. If you had another person, they can help you, you know, but apparently I was by myself. So apparently I was full on lost. So I had to figure out how I'm gonna change the GPS to like the car GPS, right? Because I'm on an automobile, right? So after a while, I'm just sitting in the car, like wondering how the hell this played out to be, you know. So I was like, okay. So like I was saying, I was like in the car, like breaking down, like, you know, like gonna cry, you know, because apparently I'm lost and I don't know where my house is because we went too far from the location of our house, right? So after a while, I was like, I gotta pull myself together, you know, because do I want to stay in the middle of nowhere where I don't know, or like try to like fix the GPS so I can get home, right? So apparently, I finally fixed it after it didn't want to work, right? I turned off the phone, and it turned back on, and it was doing the same thing, right? So I had to reboot it, right? So I did that, and I put it on like the car, you know, the car GPS, right? So at this moment, I am following the GPS, and it's pretty much working a little bit, right? It still have like the bubbles, but it was still working, right? So I got out of the plaza from the mall area, right? So I went and I was like a little bit far from the mall, right? So after that, the GPS was telling me turn left, and then it told me turn right. So I was still at the light, and it was telling me to go left and right. So I didn't understand what that means, you know. So I'm like, oh my god, this thing is messing me up again, you know. So I sat in the at the like red light, you know, and I just my life just like flashed in front of me, you know. Is this how I'm gonna die, you know? Like not finding my house, you know, because apparently I didn't have no money. So apparently I was gonna like stay in the road and get lost forever, you know, because I didn't have any like destination. I know my destination, but I just didn't know how to get there with my GPS when it was messing up, right? So eventually I cooled myself down, you know. I was like, we're definitely gonna get through this, you know, and I'm definitely gonna find my way home, right? With this GPS. Even if it's messing up, right? So I did a weird thing, you know. I put it to like the light, you know. It's like a little thing there that you could say highway or the light, right? So I put the light for like the red light or something like that, right? Apparently it started to work, right? So apparently I'm driving and apparently I'm thinking that I'm going the right way, you know. I'm thinking the GPS is doing what it's supposed to do, right? So apparently I made it to Griffin Road, right? And I was like, I know this area, you know. So I was like, okay, I don't need the GPS at this moment, but I want it still there just in case if I can go like a faster route to my house, right? So eventually I went to my house and I was like, your girl made it, you know, home, you know, without just like getting full on lost. At the moment, I was lost. Like, I didn't know where I was at, you know. But apparently, I got home safely, you know. And after a while, it was like in the night, so I picked up my sister and brother, right? So it was like in the night, and apparently, I went home from picking them up and I was watching like TV and I guess my sister was calling me at 5 something, right? And apparently I didn't have the phone with me and no. And you know what? I didn't snitch on how I got lost, right? Because I could have snitched, you know, and said she brought me somewhere and I didn't know and I full on got lost, you know. But I didn't do that, right? So apparently I didn't not answering the call, you know, to go pick her up, right? So she called her mom, you know, and she snitched on me, you know. She's like, "Oh, they didn't come pick me up," and all these other stuff. And I was like, I after I got the call, and my mom was calling me, but apparently the phone didn't work, you know, at the time, right? So I drive to go get her, right? It was kind of late, but whatever, you know. I still got her, you know. So I got her home, you know. My mom pulled in knocking on the door to see if someone's at the house, right? Apparently, no one's at the house, you know. So she was snitching and saying that they left me there at the warrant too long and stuff like that. And I looked at her, I was like, I could have snitched on you when I got lost by myself, panicking, breaking down, had a panic attack, think that I was gonna die on the road by myself, you know, but I didn't snitch. How you could snitch on me and I didn't snitch on you? Did that even make any sense? Comment down below if you had like these kind of experiments, you know, or stuff like that, right, guys? So I think that's the end of the story. How I got lost by myself, you know. But I pulled through, you know. Even if I had a panic attack, I calmed myself down, you know. If you get lost, just like calm yourself down. If you have a GPS, that's good. If you have a map, that's good as well, you know. But just calm yourself down first. Tell yourself it's okay, you know, that you're lost. But don't get like a certain panic attack that you shut down, because I did that, you know. I was in the car, like I just shut down. And then I remember I had to go home, you know. So yeah, like this guy, turn your notifications on, and I'll see you later. Bye.